triple cream, pinto beans.
Pinto beans. This is why I really came. I'm still getting an icy right now. Okay, so this isn't really gonna be like a rant, more than it's actually just gonna be a really long-winded story. So if you don't feel like listening to my story, then you should just not watch this right now. But I just went to Sam's Club with my dad, and my dad always has to have like a project going on, and so he had this idea, like, I don't know, he started talking about it like maybe like 5 years ago, and literally like every time I see him, he like talks about it, and he like tries to get me to help him with this like project idea of his, which is essentially like this life-size animatronic nativity scene thing that he wants to make, which sounds ludicrous if you ask me, and it's like hilarious, but literally he brings it up like every time I see him, and he's like telling me, I'm like okay, let me entertain this, right? So because he wants me to help design it. I think it sounds completely ridiculous, because first of all, I mean, animatronic and life size, I'm like, how are you gonna make that? So I'm asking him, he's like, oh, I want to build these like steel frames, steel, and then like put like mannequin heads on them and like hands, but like have like fabric over metal, which basically to me just sounds like it's gonna be like Chuck E. Cheese and super creepy and bizarre. This is why I have to talk about this right now, because it was so hard for me not to like just start cracking up. And also I'm just like, I don't want to help with that because it sounds fucking terrifying. Like, if you know me, you know I was terrified of Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid, so it's like I was so scared of those like fucking animatronic mice, and I like can't stand like. Alright, so the thing is that that's not all of it. This is a very elaborate project that he has in mind. So not only does he want it to be like Mary and Joseph and like the baby Jesus or whatever, and like he wants like an angel and like wise men and like camels, which I'm down with, as you all know that I love camels. So anyway, they're like supposed to move, but not only this, he wants to write this like computer program that basically has like the soundtrack that goes along with it, but it doesn't just play. He wants it to be like on a radio signal that you can like tune into. Like if you're driving by, you can tune into the channel and listen to it, right? So okay, so here comes my favorite part. This is the part where I couldn't not laugh. And it's also like really cute and funny and kind of really sad. But after he starts telling me about the radio signal, he's like, well, then we also have to build a security system. So he's talking about it, and I'm like, oh. He's like, you know, sometimes people just want to vandalize stuff just to be mean. I'm like, oh my god, Dad. So he's like, so I want there to be like a passive signal or whatever, so if somebody gets too close, there'll be like a warning. And I'm like, what is the warning? He's like, oh, well, I think it would just be like this infrared signal that when you get too close, like a voice warning will be like, stay back. This is where I couldn't help it, and I started cracking up. I was just like, my god. Okay, but that's not all. So apparently he also wants there to be like cameras, so it will like take like a photo of somebody that's trying to like mess up your shit, mess up the nativity scene. And also, like, he mentioned something about taking pictures of people's license plates, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, what are you gonna do with these pictures? Like, if somebody like knocks over your Joseph or something, like, you're gonna take a picture of this person and like what, call the cops? And I'm just like, well, would the cops even give a shit? you get a license plate, that person's going to jail. I can't. Yeah, so anyway, I like don't, like, Lord help me, because I like do not want to help with this project at all, because it's just, it sounds like ridiculous and like crazy and weird and like super complicated and insane. Please help. What should I do? He wants to sit down and draw plans, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to put some gin in this icy because I can't. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier when I was talking about my dad's nativity scene project that, damn, this light is nice. Hey, girl. But, yeah, I forgot to mention, so when he was talking about the security system, and I'm like, okay, so you want these, like, infrared rays to, like, warn people. I'm like, the first thing I thought of before you even brought that up was I was just like, I mean, it is Florida, so you could just, like, set up a gun. So if you try to touch the baby Jesus in your yard, you just get shot. Then I was like, that's a little dark, so maybe just make it like a paintball gun or something. That would actually be pretty, I'm down with that idea.